Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's pre-match press conference for a game against FC Cincinnati. We have head coach Nick Cushing. If you have a question in the room or on Zoom, please raise your hand. Get started with Scott.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Scott Churchson, Stream Punk Sports. Obviously, a big win last week, emotionally high win. But going into Cincinnati and obviously eventually Miami as well. Talk a little bit about going to Cincinnati in this case and them being a little bit more of a stingier defense, only giving up 2 goals so far. Thanks.
I think first and foremost the win was really important for us. I think you can see that in the performance in many moments in the game, whether it be the start or the end. Two sort of different types of games, and after the red card because the game is different. But really pleased with many parts of the performance. First half I was really pleased, replicated the Portland game in the intensity and in our mentality, created a lot of chances, and to sustain that through the second half and get the second goal, you come back from a goal down as well. It was really important. And then you see the fight and the togetherness that I speak about every week, whether we win, lose or draw. So really pleasing to get the 3 points. Now, we know Cincinnati is a difficult place. Their season last year shows that. And we've been disappointed in our results there. I think in our first part as a club going there, we had really positive results, and then as late, maybe not so positive, and it's because it's so difficult. So we're going to have to be prepared. We know that they're 5 in the back. We know that maybe they're a little bit different than they were last year in the sense of personnel, but from watching them, they're just as organised and just as tough. So we're going to have to be prepared and make sure that we go there with that mentality to go and make sure we get a result.
Anthony?
Hey, Coach. Anthony Merced, JM Sports. International break is affecting all the teams pretty heavily with a lot of the call-ups. What are your feelings about the depth of your team during this, and do you think it's going to affect the momentum that you have created?
Well, I think I've said before, I think I'm really pleased with the build of the roster, and I think these moments, they always put that into question, and I think that's only confirmed how pleased I am when I look out in the training and you see the players that I have to pick from. It's not ideal to have both right backs, both nines, and have players that you want to select from. You want depth in your roster, but I'm pleased with the players that we have, and you see in the training, the ability to still work the way we want to work. And I've still got some selection headaches. I don't know the 11 that I'm picking, and there's 2 or 3 that are really fighting. I think it's opportunity. You get opportunity in these moments, and you can see in the training that some guys maybe not expect to play, but have a huge desire to play because the opportunity is there and they haven't played so much. So I think that is confirmation that we built a roster that can cope in these moments.
Mohammed with the Exchange FC. So winning the first game in the MLS season, how does that propel you to the next game and then the rest of the season?
Yeah, well, I think ultimately it propels us into the training week. It gives you confidence. The feel is completely different. We should have won in Portland. So I think that's the frustrating part. We feel we should be on 6 now instead of 3, but it's football. We won against Toronto, and that gives us a good feel, but it doesn't mean that we're going to win against Cincinnati. It doesn't mean that we're going to go on a run now. It's about how we train and about how we develop and about how we focus on how we go and win. It shows that we have the capability to go dominate a game, and that those real ideas that we're putting in and those real desires and the belief the players have in, whether it be our aggressive pressing or our counter pressing or our ability to create in moments from build-up. We have the quality there, but we've got to focus and we've got to concentrate and we've got to make sure that we have a huge desire to go and get a result. We're going to absorb pressure, we're going to be under pressure. You see that in the Toronto game at home. But we have the capability to go and win, and that is all I'm trying to develop here, is the mentality and the collective ability to go get results, especially on the road, because our away form hasn't been good enough. And like I said in the post-match, we're further along in the process than people believe because of the results. I totally understand that. Now we have to go and make sure that we do it.
Onto the Zoom, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew Lee, Hudson River Blue. You mentioned both right backs missing. I wanted to ask, relating to that, about Strahinja Tomasiewicz. When you guys signed him, he was discussed as like a versatile player who could play center back and right back. Is that still true? Do you view him as somebody that you might consider as an alternative at right back? And is the absence of both your right backs at all like influencing potentially like a formation change to maybe use 3 center backs potentially? Like, is that kind of stuff on the table, even if it's just for the one game?
I think you have to we have to consider that. I think over the last 2 days we've not practiced it, but we've spoken about it. I think Strahinja definitely can play at right back, but also can play in central defender in a back 3 or a back 2. With Tavon and Meacher out, we have a lot of potential options, but those options aren't what we've done previously. So it gives opportunity. I think for us, I say again, having the capability to play without Meacher and Tavon is only testament to the roster build. So we have the opportunity to change the system. We have the opportunity to give one of the guys that hasn't played so much. And we've had Drew Baer up with us this week, and he's really impressed me. So I would consider we have three right backs really, because we have a guy there that's shown that he definitely has the capability to go play with our first team and play first team football.
Javier?
Hey Nick, Javier from City Boys. Malachi Jones seems to already have an impact with NYCFC too. Do you consider him in something like this where you guys are depleted with men due to international duty? Yeah,
well, I think when you look at it and we have 16 players, you have to use everybody. And Malachi has probably been unfortunate not to see the field with the first team through the first 3 games as well. I've made changes to the front line, and Malachi's not seen the field. He trains incredibly hard. He is developing every day, and has a huge desire to play. So somebody that's really exciting. And when you lose 6 guys in an international break, it opens up, I say again, opportunity. And Malachi is definitely, he's chomping at the bit. He's already asked whether that opportunity will come this week. And 2 training days left. Let's see if he can, fight his way into the team.
Michael?
Nick, Mike Dander from Blue City Radio. In your last 2 press conferences at Yankee Stadium, I've noticed it, but also my peers have noticed it. I guess more honesty, more heartfelt feelings from you. And it's obviously one was after a loss and one was after a victory. Is there something in you that has changed, or is it just something that maybe we're seeing and the fans are seeing different?
Nothing in me has changed. I'm the same guy. I have the same character and personality. I have the same desires, and I have the same belief in 1, my own ability, and 2, the capability of our players and our team. I think I share the frustration in results, and I think I share the real emotion in wanting to be successful and having a real passion and a real love for NYCFC. So whether that was as an assistant coach or whether that is as head coach, this team means everything to me. So whether we win or lose, I will always be honest. I will always show the real passion and the real care I have for the football club. And when the feedback is negative, I take it. I take the responsibility of the team, and when we get praise, I accept it and I enjoy it. So I hope people see how genuine I am and how genuinely hard-working and focused I am in making sure that we provide an NYCFC team on the field for our fans so that they can enjoy consistent results. I also share the real logical understanding that we have to work through the process of how we put this team together. That is in, if you think of games together as a team across the whole squad, it is in its infancy. That is the reality, and it takes time to develop a team that can go across MLS and across our country to get consistent results against teams in a very difficult league.
Mohammed?
Mohammed Ayub with the Exchange FC. With NYCFC 2 playing against Motown tomorrow in the US Open Cup, that's obviously a cup that you're also fighting for as well. So maybe resting players for that game and pulling them out to play in the first team, would that affect anything, or you're focusing? Which one is your focus?
Wow, both games are of incredible focus for us. We understand the way that the cup is structured this year, but we have an incredible focus on it. It is complex when you play on Thursday and Saturday. within an international break when you've lost 6 players, so it just is what it is. We can't have everything, and I will be at the game. I will be supporting our NYCFC 2 team. I've worked with Matt this week on the game, and I think Matt is, I give him my incredible support. So you will see the team that we feel can go and win the game based on focusing on Cincinnati. So it's complex, but it's of course we have a huge desire to progress in that competition.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.